Today, I'm going to teach you how to get 1,000 points in the online minigame Fuzzy Flight School. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to get 2 videos a week on how to improve in Super Mario Party. These tips and tricks worked for me, and I know that'll help you with the strategy you need to get that perfect score. Let's go! So right here is Fuzzy Flight School. I am Koopa, which is in the bottom left. I'm the red one. So I'm going to show you what worked for me. I'm going to let this play and talk a little bit. So first of all, I actually take my elbows and I put them on, I have armrests on my chair. I actually anchor them down on my chair, armrests. The reason I do this is so that I have more stability with just my hands and I control it with just my wrists. So it helps a little bit, makes it a little bit easier to do it that way. The next thing that I do is you have to make sure at the very beginning that you hold your Joy-Con level. I know that seems really silly, like a really silly thing that I have to mention, but if you hold it level, it can calibrate correctly. I can't tell you how many times I've seen either myself or somebody else try to turn it too early to go down, and then it doesn't calibrate correctly. And it actually makes it so it's really hard to control your Joy-Con. So control your flight school flying mabob. So you got to make sure to calibrate it. Next tip I want to say is I would recommend sticking with the bottom middle. As you can see here, I'm sticking around the bottom middle. I'm over here sticking around. I generally go back to that middle area, stay on the bottom the whole time. The reason I do this is because when you're on the bottom middle, it actually holds you in place. So you're going more two-dimensional, right? But it also gives you that option to take that third dimension. So you have more stability staying on the bottom, weaving left and right and kind of dodging that way. It gives you less for your brain to have to figure out how to avoid. It gives you less to deal with. So if you stay on the bottom middle, it's going to be easier for you to avoid everything. I originally started with bottom left. The reason that's not good is bottom middle, you have 3 options. You can go up, you can go right, or you can go left. If you start in the corner, you only have 2 options, really. You can only go up or right in that case. So you want to have that third option available. You want to be able to be nimble to dodge in any direction that you need. So that's why I recommend bottom middle. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, what if somebody else is already in the bottom middle? How do I go if somebody else is already there? Well, as you can see in this clip, check out what Mario's doing. He's doing the exact same strategy that I mentioned, but instead of bottom middle, he's doing top middle, and it's working pretty well for him. He doesn't get all the way to the end, but this is actually the same strategy, except for you're on the opposite side. So I would say if you find that people are in your way on the bottom middle, just go to the top middle, and that will help you out a lot. So the consistency staying against a wall is going to be very useful. You can see how much more control that you can have, both Koopa and Mario in this clip. A lot more control staying against that wall and only moving when you absolutely have to. Okay? So another thing is you got to be patient. You're going to have to practice this one a lot. It's not something that's just going to come easily. It's not going to be something that just happens the first time you play it. But using these strategies, you're going to be able to get there. And all you have to do is get to 90 seconds. As you can see here, got the 1,000 points. 90 seconds is the maximum for this minigame. But I will say beware. There is this big guy right here at about 89 seconds who's right in the middle. You got to watch out for him. I definitely got to 89 seconds before, and I did not get through just because of that giant blob guy right there. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you want to catch us live, join us over at twitch.tv/Arrowstotle, where I stream 5 days a week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next